Right, so time for another video. Been a bit down with this build on the last couple of videos just purely because it's above my head, it's above what I'm capable of doing, and I'm relying on people to help me out, and they are helping me out. So I'm at the point now where looking at the list, looking at what's to do, working it all out and stuff, I'm thinking by the end of today I'm hoping the wings are going on or ready to go on and it's back on its wheels. So today's like the day, so a little bit excited. So got some porridge. Smells like the fire's already lit in here, so we're going to get that stoked up and stuff. I'm on daddy duty today, so I'm going to have some little help, and yeah, let's crack on. Right, so ongoing jobs. Demo's doing the brake bias valve and bleeding the brakes up. Mick's taking the top of this radiator off because it's different on a 200 to a 300. I just want to say a massive thank you to Malton's Land Rover, Malton's Off-Road, because I couldn't get over because I was at work and just busy, and I gave them a ring. They were dead right, and they've actually they've dropped it off with one of the vans, so thank you very much. Yeah, so he's just taking the top of this off now. This lifts out, new one lifts in, top goes back on, plumbed up, and then can get the water out of it. Get the water out of it. Get the air out of it. Did you use the slitting disc for grinding? Never. The internet will be upset, you know. Nice new radiator cartridge sat in there now, that's all bolted up. What they're doing is they're destroying my sports exhaust system, and I've just bought a generic Discovery downpipe for now. Just because obviously the other one's custom made and everything, so it didn't fit from the 200 one to the 300 one. So got the generic 200 one, they've whipped the end of that off, they've whipped the end of the sports exhaust off. They're putting the two together for now. When all this is done, I can get up to the exhaust centre, and then I can start looking at getting the front bit in stainless as well. But that's going to be down the line because this is absolutely destroying me with builds. So yeah, perks of the build, innit? Oh yeah. Yeah, I just said to him, what I want every hose and everything I need for a 300.
I know, it's pistol problems.
Up. One more time. Down again.
You ready for down?
Yeah, go on it down.
Down.
Right, so there's two bolts in here that you can put 2/3 of the way in, and then that slots over. So demo now is just attaching the front, everything's going to be slightly loose, and then push it into final position, then nip everything up. Look at that. So what he's doing is he's trying to get to the very top bolt, which if you look on this side, it's here. So if you can imagine where his hand is now, inside there, that is not an easy job. Right, so definitely looking more drastic now. Massive improvement here. Realistically, it's just a big chunk that goes on and it's a few bolts. However, it's coming together very quickly. So we've got the new radiator pack in there, you've seen that. We've got the wings on. Tomorrow's morning's job is just get all these cables through. These have been tested, so what we're doing, just getting the light guards off, getting all the lights forward, and then we can connect all these to those. They're tested, working fine. Same for that side. That gives us all the electrics done on the front end by the winch and the spotlights. And then up here, so we've got the heater box done now, got the vents on. Just going to checker plate this back down, then need to sort out the pipes that go around the back of here. onto the airbox, then onto the snorkel. There is the intercooler pipes that are on order at the minute, just waiting for them to arrive, and I need the brake pipes and the little overflow pipe that goes to the, I forgot what you call it, water reservoir. My brain's gone now, dehydrated. That's about it. That's where we're at with that. The inside is, need to get the seats bolted back in. Got the old tunnel in at the minute. That's going to get all bolted down because it fits, it's fabricated. But what Mark's doing is he's just cutting out the top there to get rid of all my tatty old work, and he's making me a nice new flush panel with just the pieces on, which also gives me room to have some ram mounts or what have you coming up. And I'm just waiting at the minute for a Raptor Engineering double din dashboard coming. I might have ordered it by the time you see this, but I want a cheap double din radio. I'm not sure which one to get. So yeah, once that's in, the rest of this dash can go on, and in is complete. Bleed the brakes up, and I think we're about there. I'm not moving the handbrake across now, just because I need this thing sorting. Winch wire lights, wings on, that's done. Bolt the cubby box, bolt the seats, dashboard, gear tunnel, that's all that gear in a wanner, that's not a massive job. Power steering bleeding, which is just top it up, lock to lock, done. Heater box control cables, that's 10 minutes. Door checks, which just stop the doors from opening too wide in the wind, that's neither of that. I got brand new ones just because the old ones were rotten and horrible looking. Servo pipe, need to get a new one of those. Breather brakes, brake pipes, heater box pipes, that's done now. Airbox to snorkel, gone through that. Handbrake, just need to connect that up at the handbrake end. Is it the handbrake end? I don't know, anyway. Jubilee clip everything, that's just me just doing an overall check just because I'm special and I forget things. And intercooler pipes, so that is that list done. Then it's on to two things. Obviously I'll Raptor coat the roof, that's priority one. Then I'm going to pull it out, test run it. Then I'm going to jump in the back, tidy the back out, replumb the water tank, replumb the gas to the shower to the cooker, and then it's the back up to date again. It needs a full tidy out, a full clean, because it's been damp and horrible and minging, and yeah, everything just needs a tidy and a retrim. Then when that's done, out here, got these. You didn't get to see these the other day. So obviously we've got some heavy duty arms on here, some QT ones, sack off all that suspension, all that stuff. Going to put all new brakes on the front end. Just rub all this down, get it all machine done down, get it all painted. That's a limited slip diff in that one. And then this one here, you can see how reinforced this is. Those that know will know. That's an air locker in there. It's all reinforced for some serious off-road, all rubbed down, all painted, new discs, calipers, pads, all that jazz. And yeah, looking forward to that. And that's it so far. So I'm going to get my little one out the back of there. You can probably not see her, but in the back of there you'll see all the lights on. You'll hear the night heater going. She's in the back playing Minecraft or whatever it is they do. She's had a bit of a playground. And yeah, once again, massive thanks to the lads, because it's I'm feeling a lot better about it now. Luke from Dirk Monkey, get your ass down here. He's measuring up, he's putting me some box section along there, and then he's going to come out with a slider that's going to come across there, and where the body juts out it'll go level. Then up this side there's going to be a little tiny little ladder so I can access the roof, and on the other side there'll be a fold down section, a fold down ladder that drops down that you can climb up to get into the door, or when it's in the up position you can put a padlock in it, and then that secures the door even more. Because what I'm doing, I'm having this set up in such a way that I can row it, and the cab gets locked off with the bunk coming down locked, that locked, the back secure, so there's only the cab that's vulnerable then, so you can limit what kit you actually keep in the cab. So yeah, I hope this is of interest. I know I'm jumping from bit to bit and I'm not doing a how-to, it's just so you can see the progress that's going on with this. And like I say, you can see where we're at now. So I'm hoping by next weekend it's on its wheels, running and in the field, and I think maybe a night out shooting or something, and a bit of a camp, cook some breakfast and that, and film something a little bit better than these jumpy hack together videos in a workshop. So appreciate your patience. Thanks to those that are watching for longer without skipping. Thanks to those that like and comment. It's making a difference while this COVID bollocks is doing all the YouTubers in, and I'm sure you've noticed less and less and less activity from the YouTubers because Google's cranking down on it, making it less worthwhile. You're limited to what you can do, and it's hard, and I feel bad for the other people that are out trying to do stuff. I mean, as boring as this is, and as much as I don't want to do the filming on it and all the rest of it, and I know it's not great for you guys, I feel bad for the other YouTubers that haven't even got something to film that they're fixing. So yeah, if you can go to some of the other YouTubers and stuff and have a look at the back catalogues and some of the old camp videos and stuff, see if you can get their analytics up and that, because I know when people do it on mine, you see a bit of a boost in the numbers and stuff, and you see the recommended videos coming through. So if you've got a favourite YouTuber and you haven't seen them for a while, or they're not doing overly well in the views, I'd encourage you just to stick some of the playlists on or something and go back through it, because everybody's feeling it at the minute. I can't complain because I'm working every day and there's people out of work. I know that, appreciate that, and I know there's a lot of you that help me out, and I really, really appreciate that. So if there's something you can do for other YouTubers and stuff, do it, because at the end of the day, there's no money in this lark unless you're getting hundreds of thousands of views and you've got millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So try and make it worth the while, or you'll notice they'll make an effort, they don't get the traction that they want, and then they're just jacking doing it. And I'm sure you can think of this time 3 years ago how many people were making these videos and how many are still doing it. So I've noticed it. I'm getting less and less content because it's either very poorly filmed stuff or very high production stuff, and the people that are doing very low quality stuff aren't really bothered because they don't need to do it for any money, they don't need to buy new cameras, it's just as and when. And then the high production stuff, they're making money out of it. The people in the middle, like myself and other YouTubers of similar sizes, they're not. So just bear that in mind. I'm really, really waffling now. I am super dehydrated. So we've had a bit of a tidy up. I'm gonna go get some tea now, get her in the warm. Well, she's already in the warm, but get back in the warm, get tidied up, and back at it in the morning. Good evening. So Sunday was a write-off. Had a few beers with the missus on Saturday night, which turned into a lot of beers, which turned into losing most of Sunday. So it's now Monday night. So just finished work, been home, and just been and picked up some pipes and whatnot. So these are the silicone hoses for the intercooler, because obviously that's all different round there. Got 90. And got that one. Right. Okay, that's different sort of thought, but okay. And as per everything on eBay, there's no Jubilee clips, there's no bugger all. Typical. So yeah, it's just adapters. You know, on the standard vehicle, there's a metal pipe with the rubber pipes around it. Just gone for a bit more Gucci looking. Didn't particularly want the blue. If anything, silicone hoses, I prefer a nice grey or black, but these are the right price. It was the only ones on eBay. Is what it is. Something I can alter later down the line, but the reason I like these ones is it gives you the leeway. If something doesn't quite, because there's a lot of fittings and fixings, if that's not quite right, you just push that in a bit and then nip it down, or you move the other one and nip it down, and it gives you a little bit of adjustment, doesn't it? So that then gives us the boost, so which is done. I think Lee's managed to find a few bits from his changed from a 300 TDI to an OM 606 Mercedes engine. I'd love to do that, but it's just too big of a job for this, for me. So he's got a few pipes and bits and pieces to get the airbox in and things, so that's going to be absolutely banging and sending that out. Today we've got another oil filter, because once this has been running for a little while, I'm going to drop the oil, put fresh oil in, fresh filters, just in case any contamination, any crap, anything's got into that engine over the years. For the price of a bit of oil and an oil filter, it's not worth it, is it? I intend on keeping this engine for a while, so that's that one. Brake pads, because obviously I had them done at LVB and I've destroyed themselves again, so I'm going to put some decent pads in, get the brakes set up properly. I've got the disc brake back axle, again I'm going to put all new brakes on that, so that should be absolutely tip top now. So that's the full braking system replaced again. I think that's the third time in the last 2 years. Then it'll be the engine's all been refreshed, the gearbox has been refreshed, the axles are getting refreshed. It's a much newer wiring loom on it, so there's not much in between that hasn't been done. And then from there, this should be back together next weekend and running next weekend. I've got a few little bits and pieces to do in the back of it. I'm going to jump onto Stu's trailer, try and get some cabinets and bits and pieces in his trailer, see if that's functional, because once everyone can move again, I want that, so he can just pick it up, get some use out of it. He's pumped a lot of money into it, so I'd like it where he can get something back out of it, if that makes sense. And then once that's done, I'm going to get the box on the back of the DAF with a new sub chassis, and get that boxed off, so that's squared away. And I can just start buying bits and pieces to then go in it. But then the other thing that I'm going to do is, I've been looking and I might have found a good way of doing this, and a few of you will like this touch, is rebuilding the kitchen units in the back of the camper as well. But without having to spend a fortune on building all the bits and pieces, I'm going to make full aluminium frames for everything that then the fascias just go onto. So all I need is a camper van company with one of them CNC jigs that can literally CNC out a sheet that's going to fit onto the front of it with the cupboards already done out, and I've already built everything behind it. I make it sound easy, there's a lot more to it, but yeah, and drop the worktops on top and screw in. The reason I'm thinking of doing that is you can then fit the frames to the inside of the vehicle, you then fit the fascias to the frames, which means when you're going off-road and everything's undulating and it's putting a torsional stress on stuff, you're not then got bits of wood. You know, I've got a bit of a fetish for bits of wood with the play off-road, where over time it gets weaker. There's parts in there that are like that, and I can see it. I can see where stuff's worn over the years, and you know, it's not one of them trucks where people have these roof tents and go out 3 sunny days a year and say that they're bomb-proof and stuff. I give it more hammer than that. That's why I can find good products from bad products. But then again, it's not like in my head, I'm building for like these people that do more off-road, more overlandy stuff. I've got that in mind, that you see the wear and tear they put on their vehicles in 1 month will be 2 years of this. You know, one summer or one winter of this will be 5 years of a show pony that people build for Instagram. It's one of them, isn't it? It's different horses for different courses, isn't it? Let's do a bit. So today's task, we've got the wiring. So this just needs tucking around here. Going to drop the front out of this. That's obviously your side repeater that goes into here. Then you've got your headlights, main beams. So we've got indicators, side lights, main beams, yeah? It's that easy. It's just one of them faff about jobs of dropping everything forward to plug it all in, to put it all back on. Easy. Really careful when you're doing these side lights. The screws are made out of pure Chinesium. So a stern look will either round the head of them off or just snap them. I quite like to use the impactor, but it's a little bit ferocious for that. And like a muppet, I've not labelled which of these is the side light and indicator and which is... I'm going to have to look on the picture to find out which... Oh, bugger. I'll turn the lights on, it'll be fine. out. Ah, that's alright. Greens are the bottom one. Good to know. I wonder if I get some steps, if I can get in there. The other thing I need to do as well is future-proof this a little bit. Reason being, Ash and Sim out there redoing my bumper with a different cutout for some DRLs, just because they're expanding what they're doing with the fabrication and things, and like anything else, they want a better one on show, and this is on show. So I need to get everything ready to put the DRLs up to the side lights, and not only that, I've got DRLs in my spotlights as well. So I need to have it in such a way where the DRLs are wired back to here as well, if that makes sense. So I need a cable from the side light to the middle of the grille, so I can just connect them up. And I also need to figure out what's happening with this wiring, because it looks like there's some old looms still left in here. So let me have a tidy. Right, absolute ball bag number 497. What I've had to do on here is I've actually had to take all of these out of the plug. What you do is you stick a bit of a pin in and remove these out of the back of the plug. So I'm going to have to put the plug back on here because it doesn't fit through this tiny little hole here. And I don't want to make a bigger hole because water will get in. So we've got side lights, indicators, and at the moment I've just pulled them both through here, but here's the old one that goes to here and the new one. Obviously I'll pull that up to there in a second, but main thing is I want to get that done first, get the headlight in because it's one less thing I can drop, break, kill, what have you. No, you can't get these headlights anymore because I've had people ask me about that. Nope. And yeah, we'll get this adjusted, and as well as that, put the extra little bit of wiring in here to go to the DRLs here, and an extra pair to go across to here. Right, so here's the plug. I don't know if you can see it. So all it is, that's the end that you plug into your lights. So we're going to get these connections here, just push them back in the oh, I'm so dehydrated. In the plug, obviously take a picture before, because each of these strands is a different colour. You get a picture of it, you know where it goes back in. If you watch Chris Higgins or a professional mechanic, they're going to go through it way better than I am. I'm just going through the process that I'm doing. So all you professional mechanics screaming at the computer, I'm doing the best I can with what I've got, do you know what I mean? There we go, so they push down onto there. Flip over, don't even look daft. That clips shut, and that's the plug that you're used to seeing, okay? And you can just plug your new light on there. If you've got a Gucci LED like what I've got, then obviously you're going to have to run another little live just over here to your side light. Right, they're in place now. While I'm doing all this and I'm waffling on my own and all the rest of it, a little bit negative, and I hate having to keep going on about it, but I keep going on about it and people keep doing it, so I'm going to have to keep saying it. People sending me DMs and friend requests and all the rest of it, don't bother. I made it abundantly clear not to DM a personal Facebook page, but now people are starting to message the group page or other things, just asking me daft stuff, like things that I've already... The most frustrating one is people asking questions. I tell them the answer and they go, oh yeah, you said that in a video. Right, so you already knew the answer, you didn't like the answer, you wanted a different answer, so you asked me again. Right, especially when it comes to the meats. I don't know whether you're thinking, and this is quite a few people that do this, this isn't like 1, 2, 3, it's a few. DMing, oh, can I get on one of your meets? Oh, I've just bought a Land Rover, or I'm just buying a Land Rover, I'm going to come to one of your meets or something like that. It's like, no you're not. I invite self-sufficient people that are motivated and can look after themselves. If you have to ask me the same thing 3 times when you already know the answer, I don't really want that kind of people hanging around with me when there's chainsaws, trees felling, fire, other dangerous things. I want people that I know I can just leave to it. Like I say, I will put the bigger meets on when lockdown's over. People keep asking me about that, like I know when lockdown's finishing. I don't know when lockdown's finishing, I really don't. I'd love to know, like, because then I will organise something, but I don't know any more than you, and I don't know why you think I would know more. It's a bit strange. I'm not putting any time, effort, money into organising something when I've got no idea when we're allowed to do something, because that'd just be silly, wouldn't it? So there's that one. And people like, I'm looking at buying this car, would you advise me on it? I get it, but that's the whole reason I made a group with 3,000 members on it. There's 3,000 like-minded people on there. Out of them 3,000, there's going to be 500 active, knowledgeable people on there. Stick it on the group. Get a group opinion. I'm not an expert in this stuff. I know I do a lot of stuff and I make it all go together, but the other thing is, I spend a lot of time making these videos and stuff and putting the things out there for people to help themselves. I'm not a never-ending free source of every bit of information people need, so please don't DM me or anything like that, because I don't have time for it, and I don't want to be short with people. And it gets to that point after you've dealt with a dozen daft questions, you then short with the next person that you just read it wrong, and I don't want to do that. So please knock it on the head. I don't need that. It's yeah, I can kind of get why people do it, because they think I know every answer to everything, but at the same time, how much time do you want of me? Do you know what I mean? I come after work and start making videos. I make videos on the weekend, I admin all the groups and stuff, and you want more. You know, could you imagine if dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people messaged you and asked questions and all the rest of it? Would you have the time to do your work and family and all the rest of it in between? Just bear that in mind. I know you think it's just you asking, but it's not just you asking. And when 30 people thinking it's just them asking, it takes a lot of time. And I'm starting to run out of patience with it. And I don't want to be negative. And I know people get sick of me whining and all the rest of it. But if I don't say it, what happens is more and more and more and more of these people then do it. And I look at other YouTubers that get so inundated with people going, when's the next video? When's the next video? Why haven't you been doing this? What's happening with this? It's just like, people are like, what are you doing with the DAF? Is there any updates on the DAF? It's like, well, I'm a YouTuber. If there's an update on the DAF, I will make a YouTube video on it and show you. Common sense should dictate that. And people keep asking these questions, when's this, when's this, when's this, when's this? Just take it when people put it out there, because I'm not the only one that gets fed up with this. And stalkers. I know there's some other YouTubers where they get stalked and it's just plain weird. I don't know. Why do that? It's just normal people with a camera. We're not TV people or anything like that. And it's flattering that I've made so much of an impact on someone's life, but at the same time, come on. You can't... Your life can't be that empty that you're trying to follow around or get in with a YouTuber. Anyway, I've got work to do. So there we go. That's the lights back on. I've not put that unit on just yet. 2 reasons. Well, so far, the high beam doesn't work on that light. I'm just going to check the connection, make sure that's okay. So I'll drop it forward, just make sure it's plugged in enough, because obviously I've stripped that plug down, double check what I've done. And on this side, the indicator on the wing isn't working, so I'll just check, make sure the LED's all right, and left that one off because obviously there's a side light there. I'm going to tap into that one and go across to where the spotlights are, so I can have the DRL on those. People worried that that's going to be too much load for it. Just bear in mind, the original filament bulb will have taken more energy than all these side lights here and these 2 side lights here, so it's still less. The wiring's totally capable of doing it. It's a non-issue. It's only when you're running like light bars and things like that that it's going to pull some serious ampage, hence having the separate wiring looms on relays for them. Okay, so I think that's enough for tonight. It's about 8:30, so I'm going to get back, get some tea, and probably start editing this video. I think tomorrow night will be try and get them intercooler pipes on and just sort out why that high beam's not working, why that indicator's not working. I can put the grills back on the lights then. Then that's those two sorted there. That's all that bit. Get the grill back on there. Like I say, there's the intercooler pipe to go on here across, and then from there down and across and back into the bottom of the intercooler, which completes that kind of loop there. And then as Lee sends the gear out from the back of the turbo, round the back to the airbox, which is going to go there, and then I'll just put my little duct in onto the snorkel there. Then I think it's ready to put all the fluids back in and get it fired up, run it for a bit, and then service it. Yeah, like I say on here, absolutely shafted brake pads. We've got them now. They're sat in the red box over there. We'll get them on. That's the brakes then sorted, so it should be running, driving, stopping, all the rest of it. We'll get the bonnet back on, paint the roof, and yeah, I'm actually getting excited now. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and I've had a lot of help with this, and I really appreciate it. And it's about there. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the initial drive, because you listen to every rattle, crack, bang, pop, whatever. Watching the gauges, watching the gauges. That bit's horrible. But once I've put 100, 150 mile on it, and I know it's pucker, I'm really looking forward to that. I really am. And then, like I say, I've accumulated parts for years that I've just not had time or the ability or the knowledge or what have you to fit. Now it's all coming together. I get the electric windows and things like that in stuff that I've been persevering with, a broken kit or a broken handle, having to open the door to talk to people, daft stuff that's needed doing. So yeah, I'm excited now. It's coming together, and the projects that are in the pipeline, it should be all worth it. You'll see why I've put so much time and money into this later on, and why I've not just got the DAF going. So yeah. And then, like I say, we'll start looking at the back of it then as well. But the idea is, get this bit working fine, get this ultra reliable, get the creature comforts and all the issues in the cab sorted, get the back updated a little bit, because a lot of that's 6 years old that's been repurposed. And all in all, it's making hell of a vehicle. It was decent before, it's proven itself well, but you know when something, it's like having a half decent axe, but you spend a bit of time on it and you get that edge on it and it gets shaving sharp, it becomes something else. So yeah, hone your tools. So thanks for watching. Massive thank you to the people that are liking, commenting, sharing, all that stuff. And see you on the next one. And hopefully there'll only be another one of these. And we'll be out and get some camp videos, whether it be just in the fields doing a bit of shooting, which we're allowed to do in lockdown, or what have you. A lot of other people seem to be out all the time, so I'm not sure what the crack is with that. If you're allowed to do it, not allowed to do it. Technically, this is an income to me. So I can't work from home. Camping, I don't know. Anyway, see ya.